This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm talking about how to spot and stop financial scams. Today, I want to talk about one of the most important common sense responses to any unsolicited request. It could be a text message, an email, phone call. They rely on you responding in some way in order to kind of start that scam process. So the most important common sense thing that you can do for any unsolicited request of any kind is just to pause, take a pause before responding. Because scammers, they rely on manipulation to get their victims to act quickly without thinking things through. So by simply slowing down and remaining cautious whenever you get any unsolicited, someone is reaching out and contacting you, slowing down, remaining cautious. That way you can prevent most scammers from tricking you into acting before you think it through. They always rely on a sense of urgency, fear, intimidation. They're very good at coming across as legitimate, like, we are from the IRS. You owe us thousands of dollars. You need to pay now or you're going to jail. Gone are the days of a poorly worded, broken English email claiming to be someone related. You are related to a royalty. You're related to a Nigerian prince. Okay, we all know those scams from the 90s. It's not your grandma's scam anymore from the 90s. They've come into the 2020s and they are good. We're not just sending a small sum of money so you can get your inheritance that you're owed from your Nigerian second cousin who's a prince and royalty. It's come a long way since then. So these days, hopefully you don't get this like I do, but I get a barrage of scammy emails, text messages. I mean, it's not every day, but it is multiple times a week for sure. And I'll get text messages about a package delivery issue, like posing to be from Amazon, like, we can't deliver your package. There's an issue. Click on this link. I get fake DocuSign emails quite often. I'll get a random text that's not in my contacts. It'll just say, hi. I talked about that yesterday. That's a big trend now, is these unsolicited text messages like, sorry, I'm running late. And you're like, you don't have this person in your phone. You don't know who they are. You're like, oh, sorry, wrong number. And they're like, bam. And then they start a conversation with you. And before you know it, they've drained your 401k. Basically, all these scams are looking for you to act before you think. Take the bait. They rely on politeness too. Many people are way too polite to strangers, especially over text messages like, hi, sorry, I'm running late. Oh, you have the wrong number. Picking up the phone, answering a text from a number you don't know, it opens the door for scammers to begin a conversation with you. So just avoid it altogether. Don't indicate in any way that your number is legitimate. Just don't answer. That's what I do. It works quite well. But instead of responding and reacting to anything unsolicited, you can protect yourself by always remaining skeptical, completely ignore any unsolicited calls, texts, emails, because if that person is someone that you actually know, they're going to leave a message. They're going to a text message. Hey, if they really want to get in contact with you, there's other avenues, or they're going to tell you who they are, especially if they know you don't know them or you probably don't have them in your phone. So just ignoring any unsolicited calls, text messages, emails. And if you do find yourself in communication with what might be a scammer, just take a pause. Don't provide any information. Don't click on any links. Don't open any attachments. We just want to, if you can pause and not react, and ideally run it by somebody else. My husband has probably saved me from clicking some link or replying to some, you got a free vacation. Just fill out this giant form and tell us everything about you. It's like, yeah, I do want to go to Hawaii. I had one of those that I was so tempted to respond to. It was like an unsolicited thing I got in the mail, some sweepstakes thing. And it was like, fill out this information, return this card, and you'll get a free vacation. And I'm like 20 years old and broke. And I ran it by my husband now. He was my boyfriend at the time. And I was like, look what I got. I got a free vacation. And he's like, no, really? No, that's a scam. Like, ignore it. And I'm like, but it could be like, I want to go to Hawaii. It could be legit. Maybe I should just see if it's legit and respond. And he's like, do not do that. If you don't have a significant other or someone more intelligent than you to run these scams by, I urge you, especially if, as we get older, I mentioned that we are much more likely to become victims of these types of scams. It's harder to keep up with. There's some cognitive decline. There can be lots of reasons from loneliness if you live alone. You just don't have that person maybe anymore to bounce those stupid ideas off of that you think are legitimate. But there's always someone, there's always a friend, a child, an adult child. Call your daughter, call your sister, call your friend if you do not have a significant other. Call your financial advisor if you have one and say, I cannot tell you the number of times I've had clients, because it's happened fairly often, where someone has had their money stolen from their bank account. They got scammed somehow, tricked into wiring someone money, and the bank was like, sorry, we can't do anything about it. And if they would have just called us first, I've had a client do that where they called us and was like, hey, I got this thing about wiring money from my bank account. I wanted to run it by you because I'm not sure. And we were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, because it was a scam. They had somebody they could run it by. So you have somebody trusted in your life that you want to reach out to if you are concerned. Like, I think maybe I should respond to this like legitimate IRS thing. They're telling me I owe thousands of dollars. Run it by somebody that is smart and that you trust before you react. We want to do that before we react. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.